Leo, welcome to your week ahead reading for September 15th through the 21st. This is your weekly zodiac horoscope predictions and tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. Thank you so much for coming back, guys. Please do click subscribe and ring that bell so that you know when I go live, because it's the only time you'll know. And I love our lives. I do live tarot card readings. I throw in some free tarot card readings while I do the live readings. Sometimes we have different themes. I'm trying to mix it up and keep it fresh and sexy. But please do try to hop on and join us. And thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you to the new subscribers. Thank you to the old subscribers who keep coming back, and you just keep supporting the channel. And I'm so grateful from the bottom of my heart. So these are oracle card readings. Here, I start with my oracle cards. I use a spirit animal oracle deck, and it's really the deck that I feel most bonded with. I was thinking about you first, Leo. Bottom line, I couldn't get you out of my head. I knew that whatever message needed to come through, it had to be for you. It had to be for you first and foremost. There is just something that needs to be said. And so we're going to find out what it is. Remember, there will also be an extended video that you can go over to Vimeo and purchase. If you like this reading, please do hop over there on Vimeo. It's an extended romance reading and deep dive with traditional tarot. So already out of the gate, I'm feeling that there's just this... well, there's energy of exhaustion, maybe even not being so healthy this week, maybe coming down with a cold, sickness, some sort of energy drain that's happened to you this week, or that's coming out of last week. It's sort of the energy drain for this week. It's not so much feeling yourself, that feeling of exhaustion. Also maybe a little bit of being a little disappointed with other human beings. Use your mind wisely. To me, this says that your mind is almost working against you this week, Leo. It's on overdrive. And it's not energy that's working to benefit you. It's energy that's working to eat away at you. This could have to do with making rash decisions when it comes to business. This could have to do with impulse shopping or spending too much to make yourself feel better. There is a danger this week, Leo, of you overindulging in things to help make yourself feel better from the outside. And where that might work initially, it's not going to work long term. It will burn a hole in your pocket, and I don't think that that's something that you can really afford this week. But it isn't just about money. It's about what you really want, which is happiness and fulfillment and real true appreciation. I do believe that you have a cornerstone in your life, people who really love you a lot, and you know it. And maybe, just maybe, your focus should shift this week to them and that group of people, to constantly remind yourself of being really loved and who really loves you and who really appreciates you. Because there's this almost pushback coming in this week of internal strife. It's almost like you know how kind of difficult you're being this week. It's almost like you're aware of the shallowness, but you don't want to let go of it because you're just so upset by something. And I'm wondering what has upset you so deeply. Trust in divine detours. So there's a clash here. Probably you've had a lot thrown at you or you can expect to have a lot thrown at you. And I think that there is a contrast between your expectations and how you thought things were going to work out and how you see things playing out, and you don't like it. Primarily because you feel disrespected by it. I think overall you're taking what's happening outside of you personally, as if it was because of you, aimed at you. And I believe, honestly, Leo, that the malice is a perceived malice. It's not a sincere malice. It's a perception. It's a way of looking at things that feels attacked. You feel attacked. But I don't believe that that's what's really going on. Not that you're lying. I don't think that you're lying at all. You really are perceived. It's just there's such a level of discomfort in you this week that I feel like you're almost gonna almost like looking for reasons to explode. If that makes any sense. I would ask you, what was your great loss last week? Because for me, this feels like a partial grieving. You know, that denial that you want to fight. You want to fight. Like that's what you really want to do. You want to fight because it makes you feel energized. You almost like the anger because it makes you feel in control and it makes you feel powerful. And I don't think that you feel that way this week. I think you feel drained and tired and exhausted and disappointed. And let me tell you this, that's okay. This has been a hell of a week. And for a sign that takes as much pride in its self-confidence as you, it makes sense that your mind might turn to anything that would make it feel back in control and back in the center of your own world, in the center of other people's worlds, where you feel the most comfortable. I have to say though, you do have a right to feel what you're feeling because it was a rough week for you last week. And recovery will come slower if you hang on to it feels like anger and discord and maybe even binge shopping or binge watching television or impulse shopping. It almost feels like that will make you feel good. It's actually just postponing your healing process. The more that you can be honest with yourself this week, the more that you can allow yourself to collapse and cry. I feel like something leading up to this week really touched you. Yeah. So this was a stinger right to the heart. This is a reaction. This is your reaction to serious disappointment. And I felt that like either you lost a loved one or you lost a friend in terms of some sort of betrayal, breakup, something, a deal that was very, very important to you. Something that not only took away something that you prized and it was very precious to you, but it did it in a way that was ugly, that made you feel like this shouldn't happen to anybody. Why did things go this way? It really made you feel disappointed in humans. And it struck right at your heart. It literally was an injection right into your heart. And this may have something to do with the web. Maybe you got bad news through the web. Maybe you were attacked through the web. Maybe you got disappointed in terms of how people showed up, or if you were planning an event, the response, you put so much work into it, but the response that you got from it or got out of it was disappointing. It was like, why do you people say you'll show up, but then you don't show up? Why do you say you love me when I don't really see it happening? Like when you actually need to be here, There's no turnout. So this week, that was what was going on last week. So going into this week, there's this impulsivity, this feeling of, I just want to feel good again. And there's a danger of overindulging, of impulse behavior, and of overreacting in order to make yourself feel powerful again. It's like your energy is so drained, and your faith in humanity is so like down in the dumps that you're not real keen, that you just need some sort of relief from it. It's so hard to deal with pain and disappointment, Leo. And this is why I felt called to do your reading, because you guys needed it so bad. Normally, I start with the Virgo reading. I would start it because we're in Virgo season. But I feel you, especially this week, need a little bit of rescuing. And I think that's what you really want. And that's not something that you normally need. In fact, I think that you take a lot of pride in being what makes other people feel better, or the person that does the rescuing. But this week, I think what will make you feel the best is if somebody bothers enough to come get you. If somebody just shows up and says, no, I'm not leaving you by yourself right now. I'm not doing it. It's almost like you want to say no to see if they'll say yes, to see if they'll insist upon, because you want them to care that much, because that's what's really drained you. That's where you really got stung, in your heart, in the faith that you had in other people. And you just need to care. You just need to feel somebody gives a shit again. They do. Loud and clear, I want you to know that they do, because that's what I'm feeling, and that's what I'm understanding from intuitively from the energies. You are very loved. You are very cared for. You are very admired. You are what you thought you are. For some, but it's the pain. It's the pain that's really causing you this distance from yourself, this distance from your confidence, this distance from your self-esteem. It's the pain. And it's in the attempts to conquer the pain that you get even further away from yourself, because you it's really just defensiveness. It's more shields, and you're sort of burying yourself behind these barriers, you know. You see clearly now. So this is coming in maybe Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. There's a clarity that's happening. It's almost like gaining new insight, new information that sheds some light on why last week had to happen the way that it happened. It's like a dawning midweek of a release of the energy, of the anger, of the hurt, of the disappointment. And that's what enables you to actually be able to see through and see things very clearly. You know? It's also somebody else, maybe an air sign in your life, having the wisdom to understand that you're hurting. You're behaving this way because you're hurting. And so somewhere in the middle of this week, there comes a shift of energies, a release of the hurt, the disappointment, the sadness, and a clarity in your own mind that enables you to see through clearly, that enables you to see your direction clearly again, that enables you to not feel so overwhelmed in shadow, in confusion. You understand it suddenly. It's like, now I get it. Like, it's almost empathizing with people and saying, oh, now I understand why they behave this. Like that's how people are. And or you finally realize that the reason why people weren't showing up was because, I don't know, notifications weren't going through. There's some information that comes in around midweek, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, that's going to really relieve some of the tension and make you be able to exhale, be lighter, and move again. You know, you got your crown back on your head. You're feeling better about who you are because of the new information that's come in, or because of the realization that you've made. Somewhere around midweek, maybe early midweek, Tuesday, Wednesday, there's just going to be a huge, and maybe it comes because you finally cry, and that's what cleans out your eyes. You know, those tears finally wash away all the haziness and fogginess, because that's what you really needed, was to get rid of the emotion so that your brain would be clear. And this is wisdom. So you're actually coming out of this week overall with a higher sense of purpose, a renewed sense of self. And like I had said in a lot of the week ahead, the weekend romance readings, it's almost like a level up. But expect Sunday, Monday, Tuesday to still be rough days, and to be reactive and reactionary and almost demonstrative, because it's almost like you're fighting with yourself to push the bad out, and it's coming out in all these crazy ways. But you're going to get the piece of information come midweek that you really, really need to be able to understand, and basically the information that you need to let go, to not let this hurt you in the way that it's hurting you. Maybe you're actually waiting on actual information, you know, the results of a car accident, or the results of a lab test, or maybe that's why there's so much tension, because you don't understand. You honestly do need information. Bring a gentle touch. And this was really wonky. It came out almost upside down. So I feel like this is love. This is new love. Could be new love coming in. But it's also a return to serenity, calm, peace, patience. It's that you're once again noticing that people are looking at you to lead them, and you take that very seriously. And it's almost could be that makes you snap out of it, and that there could be dependents, there could be children that look to you for guidance, and you realize how your behavior has been affecting them. And so it's really just this understanding outside of yourself that brings you back around to the best of yourself. This is also the feeling of opening up your heart and allowing yourself to be vulnerable in a place that you were very, very protective and defensive. It's about recognizing where the danger came from and being able to avoid it again, or avoid it for the next time. It's about exhaling, and maybe, just maybe, and we'll get deeper into this in the Vimeo read, it is a sign of new love coming in. This is a young feeling. This is a young energy. Maybe it's a return to you and your youth, a return to your home, or your childhood home. It could also very well just be a return to a cleaner state of mind, like we talked about just a couple minutes ago. A fresh and elevated mindset that is innocent in it, that is youthful in its nuances. This is definitely the week where you're going to come to terms with that past pain. You're going to reconcile with it, and you're going to be able to come back to your full self. Let me pull, look, oh, and there you go. What did I say? As soon as I flipped over this card, here's your card at the bottom of the deck, when I said, come back into your full self, and here you are. And the lion is looking away from the deer, so this is not a predator-prey thing. The lion is actually being able to look forward because he's found his gentleness inside. This is restoring you by the end of the week, you being restored back to your full sense of self and maturity by understanding something. Could have been something that happened all the way back in your childhood, and something with this full moon, because this full moon brought up a lot of stuff. Something with this full moon brought it back up, and really it was a wound. It was a wound that you didn't want to deal with. But this is a healing. This is the healing of that energy, of getting you back to that happy time in your childhood, or that happy, open-hearted time. And that actually puts you back on your throne. That actually makes you return. This is your card. Full force, full courage, full self-confidence, restored by the end of this week, after going through this tumultuous period in the beginning to really just adjust to whatever was sprung on you last week. Leo, my heart and soul are with you. Thank you so much for showing up to this reading. Please do look out for the Vimeo link below if you want to go and engage in if you want to go and purchase the extended reading with the romance reading included. I am so happy to have you over there. I'll dive a little bit deeper into the details and nuances of what's going on here. If this is where we part ways, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope to see you back for the lives that I'm going to be running all this week, and the dailies. Check out the dailies. I'll talk to you guys soon.